Oliver Cromwell's Oliver's Army refers to the New Model Army, a professional and revolutionary military force formed during the English Civil War 1642 to 1651 under the command of Oliver Cromwell and Sir Thomas Fairfax. This force played a pivotal role in the defeat of Royalist forces loyal to King Charles I and in shaping the future of the British Isles. Its creation marked a turning point in military history, emphasizing discipline, merit, and political ideology over aristocratic privilege in warfare. Before the formation of Oliver's Army, the parliamentary forces struggled with disorganization and leadership conflicts against the Royalists. Traditional armies were often composed of local militias or forces commanded by nobles with limited experience in sustained warfare. Cromwell, recognizing the need for a professional fighting force, advocated for a radical restructuring of Parliament's military approach. The result was the establishment of the New Model Army in 1645, which stood apart due to its centralized leadership, merit-based officer appointments, and a focus on discipline. Oliver's army was revolutionary not just in structure but in ideology. Unlike previous forces, promotions were based on merit and skill rather than social status. Soldiers were often highly motivated by Puritan religious beliefs, seeing their cause as a divine mission to overthrow tyranny and establish a godly society. This sense of righteousness gave them a fierce commitment, making them one of the most effective fighting forces in Europe at the time. The New Model Army's impact was first felt at the decisive Battle of Naseby in 1645. Cromwell's cavalry, known as the Ironsides, played a critical role in crushing the Royalist forces, effectively turning the tide of the English Civil War in Parliament's favor. This victory demonstrated the power of a well-organized, ideologically driven military force and further established Cromwell's influence in both military and political spheres. However, Oliver's army was not merely a battlefield force, it also became a powerful political entity. Soldiers in the New Model Army were often highly literate and engaged in debates about governance, justice, and individual rights. This political consciousness culminated in the Putney Debates of 1647, where soldiers and officers discussed issues such as suffrage, representation, and the limits of authority, ideas that would later influence modern democratic thought. The army's influence extended beyond England. After the defeat of Charles I and his execution in 1649, Cromwell led Oliver's army into Ireland, where it became infamous for its brutal campaigns, particularly the sieges of Drogheda and Wexford. These actions, marked by massacres of Royalist supporters and Irish civilians, left a lasting legacy of bitterness in Ireland, with Cromwell's name often associated with oppression and cruelty in Irish memory. In the years following the war, Oliver's army remained central to Cromwell's power. When political tensions flared between Parliament and the army, it was the New Model Army that ultimately enabled Cromwell to dissolve the Rump Parliament in 1653, leading to his rise as Lord Protector. His control of this disciplined and loyal military force allowed him to rule with near absolute authority until his death in 1658. Despite its effectiveness, Oliver's army also revealed the dangers of a politically motivated military. Its involvement in governance blurred the lines between civilian and military authority, contributing to fears of military dictatorship. After Cromwell's death, the army's political influence waned, and it was eventually disbanded with the restoration of the monarchy under Charles II in 1660.